Smith. I need to talk to you for a minute about our current project.
What, the Deathstar project? What is the problem?
Emperor Palpatine is counting on us to complete this project on budget and on schedule. Now Smith, I've heard that you want to hold up the deployment date so that a shield can be installed over the exhaust port in the equatorial trench. That isn't part of the business requirements. It's working as designed.
Yes. Nobody asked end-user testing for design input during initial design, but we found that once the end-user is able to use the system, it's clear that if a starfighter enters the trench, they may fire a proton torpedo into the exhaust vent and cause a chain reaction. We obviously consider a risk of that magnitude to be a showstopper that must be fixed before deployment. Working as designed does not mean working correctly if the business requirements themselves are flawed.
You really are not being a team player, Smith. We must follow the deployment schedule.
But the fix would only add 3 days to the deployment. You cannot seriously expect to deploy this project into production with a defect like this. I mean, come on, we took the time to install an off switch to the garbage compactor in the hangar bay. Why would we need an off switch for the garbage compactor in the hangar bay? I really cannot believe that you are telling me that you want to deploy with a potentially catastrophic defect, making it so there is a chance that one person could destroy the whole system.
Well, for one thing, the off switch for the garbage disposal was part of the vendor's base design and we couldn't change it. But yes, Smith, I do expect to deploy it on time. If we don't deploy it on time, the other managers and I will not get our short-term incentive bonus. I have plans for that bonus, Smith. I am taking a vacation to Alderaan. The princess is returning from a diplomatic mission and there is a huge ball planned. I am not going to miss that.
But there is a defect in the system. We cannot deploy with an uncorrected defect. We need to do it right.
We will not let doing things right get in the way of meeting the deadline. The chances of a starfighter pilot being able to hit a 2-meter exhaust port are too slim to be a real concern.
Don't be so sure. I knew a kid back home on Tatooine that used to bullseye womp rats in Beggar's Canyon from his T-16 and they are not much bigger than 2 meters.
I don't care what some nerf herder.
He was a moisture farmer.
Whatever. I don't care what some moisture farmer on Tatooine used to do. I mean, seriously, what is the likelihood that this farm boy would end up in a rebel starfighter on an attack run in the Deathstar's trench? Besides, the targeting software on a rebel starfighter couldn't handle it. It would take someone using the Force and it's not like there are any Jedi Knights left.
But...
No buts. It deploys on time, without the exhaust port shield. Then I'm off to Alderaan for 2 weeks.
Well, if I don't have a choice, but I've got a bad feeling that this plan is going to blow up in your face.